Hello and welcome to today's Tarot Talk. Today we're going to be talking about the Death card in the Major Arcana. Right in front of you, you have the painting I did from the Major Arcana series that I did, and on the left-hand side you have the 9 Lives, or otherwise known as the Death card from the Witch's Cat Tarot deck, and on the right-hand side you have the traditional Death card from the Moon and Stars Tarot deck. You can find both of those decks listed in the description below if you are interested. However, for those of you who are not new here, you may or may not remember, when I first started doing this Tarot Talk series, I said I would do a channeled song for all of the little Tarot Talks, and I have not done that since the Magician cards. So, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna click shuffle on my Mars's Mix playlist right here, as soon as my camera focuses, which would, happen at some point. There we go. And we'll see what channeled songs you get. First we have Leak It by Flo, which I have an ad, so I apologize for that. Overseas, featuring Zach Fox by Thundercat. And looks like it's Prince's 1999, I believe that is. Yeah, Prince's 1999. Very fun. Classic. So maybe those songs are significant for you. You could be hearing those songs out in the wild, in public somewhere, somehow. But otherwise, we're going to go right on into reading the 9 Lives book entry from the Witch's Cat Tarot deck on the left-hand side. Afraid of the end? 9 Lives will help you ascend. 9 Lives is here as your go-to psychopomp for navigating endings. They lounge in a spooky graveyard with their left paw resting on a cat skull, comfortable with the natural rhythm of endings and fresh starts. Above their head are 7 cheeky cat ghosts dancing with pure joy because change also means liberation. The full moon glows over the scene, symbolizing the peace that comes with completing a chapter and moving on to the next. Beneath them, rosemary sprouts, channeling potent energy. This mystical herb renews and guards your spirit, reminding you that every transition is a chance for growth and fresh starts. Let 9 Lives inspire you to embrace change with a little extra bounce in your step. Find joy in those new beginnings and trust that, with every farewell, fur as in cat fur, for every farewell, you're opening up to powerful transformations ahead. Very beautiful, very nice. Going straight on into the right-hand side there with the Moon and Stars Tarot deck, gonna read the Death portion from the book. Death is hidden behind a dark, hooded cloak, symbolizing protection and resistance to change, as he stares into a black hole, which is engulfing the night sky. This black hole represents holding on to the past and not allowing yourself to look further into the present and future. Beyond the black hole is a bright new star, signifying future vision and rebirth, meaning release. This card is about the ending of a cycle as you move forward. Something that needs to go will be gone, as it does not serve its purpose anymore. Now may be a good time to cleanse and declutter. There will be a lot of emotional change within work, home, or relationships. It is inevitable, and it is best to allow the changes to play out as opportunities will come as a result. Rebirth is signaled by this card. As one door closes, another will open. Star message. Allow nature to take its course. Accept loss rather than fight it. There are positive new opportunities coming your way. Moon magic affirmation. Whenever there is an ending, there is a new beginning. I just saw 4 on the clock as I finished there, so the number 4 could be significant for you. Literally 444. But I hope you enjoyed. Real quick before we end it off, I want to talk about the painting that I did in the middle. One of my favorite discussions of the Death card in a way that can help people not be so scared when you pull the Death card in the tarot is by explaining that when you marry somebody and you change your name, that's also a version of death. That version of you that had that previous name is no longer existing. You've married and that's a rebirth into a new person. So when you pull the Death card in tarot, it does not mean somebody's gonna die. It could, if you're asking for that especially, then sure, but most of the time, I just saw 444 on the timer then, most of the time, It's about the idea of rebirth, and the idea that in order for you to change as a person, sometimes parts of you have to die. And sometimes those parts of you weren't exactly helping you out in the first place. They were no longer serving those purposes. An example that comes to mind, and trigger warning heads up at the beginning, I apologize, I did not do that in a previous tarot reading, particularly the Lover's tarot reading, so I apologize for that, but I'm learning from my mistakes. Trigger warning. When it comes to the ideas of childhood wounds that can create almost lessons in your head that you think are valuable, but as you grow up, you become an adult in new situations, new life, basically. Excuse me, I just dropped my book there. The idea that parts of those childhood lessons that may or may not be serving you anymore, may not be helpful anymore, those parts of you need to end so that way the new lesson of whatever childhood wound you're working on can be reformed. Introducing yourself as this new version of yourself. It's very similar to how people, when they get married, the whole wedding ceremony is them reintroducing themselves as a couple, as the new last name, whatever have you. So this death card has a hand coming out from the grave with a wedding ring on it. Personally, just because I've worked in graveyards before, and so I think the idea of a graveyard is very fitting for the idea of death. But regardless of that, I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to check out my linktree in my YouTube description and YouTube bio to help donate money to Palestine, Sudan, Congo, Yemen, and Haiti, as well as many more. Excuse me. And if you're an immigrant, particularly in the USA, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you get the chance to have a very safe road trip with friends, but the kind of road trip where y'all forget to turn on the music because you're just so busy chatting and talking, and have you a lot of really fun, very probably emotional, or at least somewhat deep conversations with friends. I hope you get the chance to do something like that. But regardless of your immigration status, have a beautifully safe day, and I'll catch you guys next time. And as a little surprise, similarly to how death can sneak up on us sometimes, I'm going to give you an additional channeled song. Just for those of you who stay for the outro, because I understand sometimes with YouTubers people skip the outros, but for y'all you get an extra song. So clicking shuffle on the playlist, y'all's additional song is Stutter by Mariana's Trench, a band that I love but I can never pronounce the name of, but I hope you enjoy. Peace.